The room turned red. A shadow, a small black shape rather, flew out from Christian's left fist and danced in front of his face like a mobile mask, then moved away from him and went hovering above Christine's body, over her hip, her slightly exposed belly, her small round breasts, and alongside her neck. The black shape seemed to seek the weakest spot through which to penetrate the solid substance of Christine, who had stood straight up, her arms stretched outright. Finally, the black shape penetrated Christine, who began floating in the air along some invisible axis. Her buttocks, perfectly aerodynamic in shape, became the prow of her movements. Little by little, her repeated motion was changing the quality of the place, a kind of stirring of the air, a movement of particles that changed the physical state of the elements. A draft blew down one of the black bags, the tape dangling down the side of the flaccid plastic, and the light of the outside burst in along with the forgotten clamor of the demonstration. The slightly cold coffee idled at the bottom of the cups. Christian measured the black powder in the kitchen, while Laurent motioned toward Christine on the large bedroom bed. Her arms still grasped, laying on her back with her eyes near closed, receiving the dark mass, the heavy muscles, the protruding belly, the round face, the fleshy lips and the calf's tongue. No, the beef tongue. No, rather soft tongue, the same one that had earlier said so many intelligent things. Created a pillow of knowledge for her empty head, empty no more since a sort of shadow, a nasty thought, an unformulated question, an uneasiness was growing in it. The shadow was leaking out of her mouth between the kisses, clouding the glow in her eyes, but she let herself be undressed all the same since she was there. Laurent and Christine were spinning faster and faster in the bedroom. Their flesh was beginning to blend, to meld in the red light. Laurent could see Christine's face in the air, the halo of her pale hair. He could not really tell where she was, if he were really touching her, but nothing separated them now besides the distance to see her face, itself also slowly disappearing, eaten by the excess of red light. Then only her pale hair was still dancing in the air, then a small light, then nothing. He could still feel her hands in his, then no more, probably drowned in the pleasure that had risen to his head, eating at his brain, numbing him, voiding his weight. While his consciousness was slowly rising above them, above the room and the town, certainly getting lost in space, his consciousness alone sailing in the dark, lighting its own path. When Christian opened the bedroom door, Laurent was lying on the bed, as still as a corpse. Christine was floating in the air, her blue gaze reflecting the emptiness that filled her. She looked vaguely like a hydrogen-filled balloon left around for a few days. Any time Christian attempted to get close to her, she would get scared, and her legs would flap in the air, pushing her slightly further. A glowing red spot shone in the place of her sex, then spread around quickly. It acted as a sort of anchoring point from which she could better control her movements. Soon her whole body had become red, a thick bloody red. Only her light hay-colored hair floated above her face. At this point he was chasing after her. Laurent had come to his senses and tried to help Christian. The speed with which she was moving around the apartment startled them. When they finally managed to pin her down, they had to fight the upward force of attraction that affected her. The contact of her red body made them queasy. It smelled of fresh blood.